Hi guys, welcome back to Nairobi Legal Insights. In today's video, we are going to be focusing on child maintenance within the Republic of Kenya. Before we go into discussions of child maintenance within the Republic of Kenya, I want us to first appreciate that when it comes to any questions relating to custody and maintenance of children, these are dealt with according to the Children's Act of Kenya, number 8 of 2001. So this is the key law. We also have obviously the Constitution of Kenya 2010. With that brief introduction, the key objectives of this video is for us to understand as students whether a parent can actually be forced to take care of a child beyond his or her financial capacity. We're also going to be looking at the topic of parental responsibility. To what extent are the two parents required to take care of their child? And obviously, we are going to discuss the principles of law relating to maintenance. And we are going to conclude the video by talking about the topic of access to a child. When it comes to parental responsibility, I want us to appreciate that according to Section 23 of the Children's Act of Kenya, what we refer to here is that these are the duties, the rights, responsibility, and authority, which by law a parent has in relation to his or her child. So this is the legal meaning of parental responsibility. When we go further to examine Article 53(1)(e) of the Constitution of Kenya, it actually provides that a child has a right to parental care and protection. And remember here that this includes equal responsibility. By equal responsibility, we mean both the mother and the father of the child have to provide for that specific child, whether they are married or not married, meaning that even if you're divorced, even if you're separated, you have to equally take responsibility for that specific child. And again, to add further to this, when you check under Section 6 of the Children's Act, it provides that a child has a right to live and be cared for by his parents. Remember here, reference is both to the mother and the father of the child. When it comes to maintenance of a child, we have Section 23 of the Children's Act of Kenya that actually provides that parents have a duty to maintain their child, and in particular provide for 5 key things. Now, you can already see from your screen that you must actually provide adequate diet to your child, meaning that you have to buy food for that child. You must provide shelter. You can't actually let your child sleep outside. You must provide clothing for your child. Over and above that, we have medical care, including immunization, as well as education and guidance. Now, these 5 key things must actually be met, and it doesn't matter how much you earn as a parent. Before other needs are considered, such as entertainment and anything beyond that, we must at least ensure that Section 23 of the Children's Act is followed by providing for these requirements. Now, over and above these, parents still have a duty to protect a child from neglect, discrimination, and abuse, meaning that you can't actually watch your child suffer an abusive environment, because that will be contrary to Section 23 of the Children's Act of Kenya. We need to note that maintenance is an aspect of parental care, and further to this, it is the responsibility of both the mother and the father, meaning that both parents must work towards supporting the child. Now, we have instances where a parent may avoid responsibility by refusing either to pay rent or refusing to provide food for the child. In this case, the aggrieved parent can actually apply to court. And what will happen here is that the court will determine the matter relating to maintenance, and it's going to actually give an order to that specific parent to make periodical payment or a lump sum payment towards the maintenance of that child. When making an order for financial provision of a child, the court actually shares responsibilities between the parents, paying regard to the income or earning capacity of both parents. So the court will look at both the mother and the father and see how much they earn. because this will influence how much they contribute towards the maintenance of a child. Number 2, the court is going to look at the financial needs, obligations, or responsibilities which each party has or is likely to have. Now, the reason for this is that if a husband and a wife have a child together, and a husband has gone ahead to contract another marriage where he has 10 children, the court has to consider the responsibilities this husband has, meaning that if we are looking at how much he earns in a month, we have to consider other children before making an order for this particular husband to contribute towards the maintenance of his first child. The next thing the court looks at are the needs of a child and the child's current circumstances. Now, if a child needs to go to school, of course, more money will be needed for education. If a child is most of the times sickly, there will be need for more money towards a medical cover. Now, to appreciate these considerations that the court looks at, please refer to Section 94 of the Children's Act of Kenya. The next key thing we need to appreciate is that equal responsibility does not mean equal and similar contribution. Now, this is where the confusion comes from. Equal responsibility does not mean equal and similar contribution. Indeed, we have instances where a mother earns 10 million and a father earns 20,000. So much as they have equal responsibility towards the maintenance of this child, you can clearly see here that the contribution may not be similar. And we need also to appreciate that even though a parent claims that they have no money, this cannot relieve them their responsibility to maintain a child. Remember here that even if you're struggling financially, you must actually establish to the satisfaction of the court that you have made some effort to provide for the upkeep of a child. You can't simply say, I have no money to take care of that child. That is not an excuse, because a parental responsibility is a must. When it comes to access, this happens when one of the parents lives with a child, especially during a period of separation. Now, access is the right to spend time with a child and to take a child out for a specific period of time. Remember, this access may either be unrestricted or structured. Now, as far as structured access is concerned, in this case, parents may agree that we are going to see the child during alternate weekends or during holidays, while for unrestricted access, what we mean here is that a non-resident parent can see the children wherever he wishes. Remember, this may be complicated for someone to keep on accessing your home at any time. It may be inconveniencing to a parent who lives with a child. And so in most cases, what we have is structured access, where parents agree when can the other parent actually come and see the child. As we come to the end of this video, please remember that if you haven't subscribed to Nairobi Legal, consider subscribing so that you receive notifications every single time we post a new video. And not to forget that in our next video, we are going to be looking at child custody in Kenya. Thank you.